So in Module 2 of our website design checklist course, we're going to talk about your logo. Often overlooked, often just jammed in the corner there, but just a couple of quick pointers to think about with your logo. First is, please have one. I can't tell you the number of websites that I still see in 2017 that don't have a great logo. Not the first thing you want to be spending money on either. So the flip side of this is I see so many businesses go and drop 50 or 100 grand or some crazy amount of money building a website, getting all of their letterhead, hopefully not as much these days, but letterhead, logo, with comp slips and all of this stuff all done, and then open the doors and go tell the world that they're ready for business and then wonder why there's no money left for marketing. That's a different problem. But have a logo. There are so many ways to get a logo cheaply, but you probably want to consider speaking to a decent designer. I mean, you kind of get what you pay for. Yes, you can jump on fiverr.com and have someone design a logo for you. There's a great logo store on 99designs.com, but ideally, it's probably going to cost you a few $100. You can spend thousands. You can even spend tens of thousands. I'd recommend you probably don't do that unless you're listening from Coca-Cola. Usually you don't need to do that. It just needs to look professional and you're going to use it for a long time, so it's worth the money. Where does it live on your website? Almost always you want to be on the top left-hand corner of the homepage, and it should link back to the homepage. So from any page on your website that's just a web convention, has been for a very long time, if I click on the logo, it takes me back to the homepage. You can go and stick it up on the right-hand corner, but most people are not used to looking there. They're used to it being over on the left. My suggestion would be to keep it on the left. We've said here that if you stick it up on the right, that can set you apart, but generally speaking, following conventions, for the most part, is a good thing, because then you're not confusing your visitors. Now, I know there'll be a bunch of designers that might see this and wince and say, well, we don't all want to look the same. That's the point of design. Design sensibilities. We're all different. We're a special snowflake. Don't you understand? But generally speaking, you don't want to confuse your users, because confusion leads to less profit. So sticking to a lot of conventions is generally a good thing. Center justified, really bad idea. Essentially is what this page is all about. It's going to take, again, it's confusion, and confusion leads to lower conversion rates. In other words, less people doing what you want, which leads to less profit. If you really, really must have that center logo, have a home option on the very left of your navigation menu, so that everybody else that's not a designer knows how to get back to your homepage nice and easily. Otherwise, they're all going to be clicking on whatever you do have on the far left of your nav, thinking that that's where I go. I click on the far left thing and I go back to the beginning, because we read from left to right, at least in most English-speaking countries, we read from left to right. And so far left basically means back to the beginning. This is an interesting one. I see a lot of websites that will have their call to action buttons, light turquoise or something, because that's the brand color. So that must be the color that we have to use on everything through our website. Not true. You do have to be consistent. You do have to keep things looking good on brand. You can't have random colors all over the place, but you don't have to use the exact same color that you have in your logo. If you're lumped with this horrible looking logo that you can't change because somebody higher up than you has decreed that this is the logo, then use something that's going to complement that, but don't go crazy. Don't use too many colors on the site.